On this episode of the Bronze Metalist podcast, we talk about Savage Imperial Death March by Napalm Death and Melvins. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Bronze Metalist podcast. I'm Kayle.
I'm OJ.
We're two professional broadcasters. We like metal, and we like to talk about it. And today I'm reaching behind me to adjust the audio, and we'll probably be doing so throughout this recording experience because normally I don't have to touch this board or worried about any of its settings, but I have moved.
Yeah, we're doing this in a room we've never done it in before.
Yes, it's a much smaller room, a much more cramped room, and that room is inside a house, and it is a house that I own.
Yes, you bought a house.
Or rather, a bank owns this house, and they let me stay in it as long as I give them money every month.
Right.
And eventually, one day, I will own that house.
If you don't, like, sell it and move.
Yes. That is generally how it works.
Right.
Boy, we're having. I don't know if this is headphones problems or if this is microphone problems.
I think this is probably headphones problem because I'm looking at the screen and it looks pretty stereo to me. I'm only getting it in the right ear though.
I'm taking the headphones off.
All right.
It's going to bother me otherwise.
Cool.
It's weird to talk on the podcast without monitor headphones.
It is, but you don't really need them. And you
I
sit
feel
right
like
here,
I
can
do
hear
because
you.
I feel like when I do like broadcastery stuff without having any monitor, I feel like I tend to I don't know, something about the way that I talk changes, and I like am at greater risk of straining my voice. I don't know why.
So you think you talk louder or more?
I think so. I have more difficulty like modulating my voice without being able to hear it directly back into my ears. It's strange. This whole experience is strange just because I'm just so used to you being further away from me.
Right.
And being in a different room. Even though like we totally changed only a year and a half before this change. It's different.
Because you moved into a different apartment.
Have we said our names? I don't remember if we've said our names.
I'm
on this
Kayle.
Podcast. I'm OJ. I am completely, as I'm sure the listener can tell, I'm completely and totally drained of any and all capability to do anything other than my job.
Well, you just bought a house and moved into it. I mean, that's...
Yeah.
And then you still come into work and, doing your A+ job at work, and this would be the only time of the day where you're not required to do any of that.
Yeah.
And so your energy is sort of sapped out.
And it's just gone.
Sure.
Brain no worky. House nice.
House nice.
Showed you house. Various things.
The house is housing.
The house is housing.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You'll be fine, man. You got this.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
What have you been up to? You talk.
Man, I don't even know what I've been up to. I haven't been up to hardly anything.
Please be up to something so I don't have to say.
Well, actually, I've had my
words.
my 14-year-old staying with me for the last week, and we've had a really good time.
Yeah.
We started. He's all the way up to halfway through season 2 of Barry. It's actually a show he really liked. It's a good show.
I need to catch up with Barry.
Yeah.
Saying that like. I need to catch up with your dad.
Yeah, my dad.
No. Yeah, I watched the first 2 seasons of Barry, although quite some time ago when they came out, which I feel like was a while ago. And I have not caught up on it because it's done. It's been done for a while.
Yeah, for over a decade, yeah. Has it been over a decade?
No. That's not.
Oh, yeah, no. I have no sense of time.
I think the season 2, came out pre-COVID.
Okay.
And then 3 and 4 came out post-COVID, I think.
Because that's
one of their seasons was a COVID gap.
My son that's his thing now. Oh, hi, you must be Barry.
No ho, Hank.
Yeah.
NoHo Hank is a wonderful character.
He's a delight.
Anthony Carrigan is just he's just a delight to watch
in all of his hairless glory.
Yes. Someone had mentioned that he's not been cast in the film, as far as has been said, but someone mentioned that if Patches is going to appear in the Elden Ring film, it should be Anthony Carrigan.
Please do that, please.
Unfortunately, as far as the cast that has been announced thus far, which seems to be the principal cast, Anthony Carrigan is not in there, which does make me kind of sad because he would be great as Patches. I think.
He would be.
But no, like. I'm not super familiar with the majority of the cast. Nick Offerman's in there.
Yeah.
Which I think is just because it's written and directed by Alex Garland.
Sure.
They've worked together before. Jonathan Pryce is in there.
Yeah, saw that.
Actor that I like quite a lot. I've liked him in just about everything I've seen him in. There's one more name that I actually knew. I can't remember. They've released a few stills. One of the actresses is confirmed to be playing Queen Marika. And then... somebody, I don't know who, but they showed a picture of the what do you call it? The gallows where Dung Eater is hanging.
Oh, really?
So I don't know what presence he's going to have in the film, or if he's just set dressing. That would be kind of funny if you it was just a scene of people walking by and there's Dung Eater, hanging in the background from the gallows.
Right. He's Nick Offerman.
Yeah, that's what I said when I saw the picture. I was like, what if Nick Offerman is the loathsome Dung Eater?
Yeah.
But and that sent me down a rabbit hole of the video of the guy doing a parody of like the Elden Ring intro, but it's all just different variations on the Dung Eater's name. Like the freaky, fecal feaster, the crazed caca consumer.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
What storyline are they going with anyway?
I have no idea. It's not been announced what the movie is, like what the plot of the movie is going to be. If the movie's going to try and recreate the plot of the game, which I feel like would be hard because there's not a plot. That's kind of how FromSoft games works. There's not really like a plot. There is story.
Right.
There's lots of story, but it's all setting. So I don't know. Like what a lot of people are saying is the best thing to do would be like the most complete story from the background that would make a good movie like this would be like following Vike before he gets corrupted by the Three Fingers and whatnot. But I don't know what they're doing because like Marika is appearing. There's pictures of her on set. So I don't know if that's just going to be like flashback setup stuff of before the shattering or what it's going to be. It's also hard because part of the shattering is like, okay, death is not a thing anymore.
Right.
So all of these characters that appear in the game can also appear. So it's hard to establish a timeline. Like Dung Eater being there can make perfect sense because no one's been able to die for like thousands of years, it seems. Someone's
at your door.
Knocking balls in my backyard.
You've got balls in your backyard.
I got balls in my yard. Balls in your yard instead of in your court.
Right.
That's the second time that people have knocked balls into my yard and asked me to go get them, which, you know,
sounds like a euphemism, really.
Yeah. But you know what? Huh. Oh, I put the headphones back on. I wasn't going to do that.
Right. Well, but you've been doing it.
I mean, it's part of my professional life, too. But, I mean, I'm glad people ask instead of just walking into my yard.
Yeah.
I'm glad that people are asking.
You realize that will eventually fade off. I mean, once you've said yes a number of times.
Well, yeah, I mean, if people know, like, oh, it's okay to just go get it.
Right.
Like, I'm perfectly fine if there's something that gets hit into my yard. Yeah, go get it. That's fine. Yeah. You don't need to ask me.
Right.
That's okay. Just don't stick around and look through my shit like a weirdo.
Hey, can we drink some beers in your backyard?
No, you may not.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm tentatively very excited for the Elden Ring movie because I feel like it has every opportunity to be good.
Mm-hmm.
Alex Garland has a very good track record as a writer, pretty darn good track record as a director.
Yep.
And he's a huge fan of the game.
Mm-hmm.
He's a massive fan of the game and FromSoft games in general. He's played through all of them, as I understand. He's got hundreds of hours in Elden Ring. George R.R. Martin is executive producing, and he did all the world building for it,
right?
Or a lot of it, at the very least, with I imagine lots of input from FromSoft and whatnot. But he built the world of the Lands Between.
You know what I hope is that they don't use the world building he did and then add on some more that he didn't write for like an hour or 2 seasons.
Ah, yes, and then it ends really badly.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's precedent.
Yes, there is precedent for that.
Yeah.
I mean, George will take any opportunity to not finish Winds of Winter.
He's not going to do it.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
Right.
I really don't think he gives a shit at this point. He's like, I mean, the joke from Make Some Noise or whatever that Brennan Lee Mulligan is like, writing is the saddest, loneliest thing in the world, and I don't have to do it anymore. I've made my fucking money. I'm not gonna write anymore.
He's in his 80s.
Yeah, the man's done. He doesn't feel like it. Which, hey, he's got his money. He can do the things that makes him happy. Write those things. And he's I don't know.
He's gonna write some French poetry.
Yep.
Put out that book.
All the world building stuff. I fully understand. Okay, not fully understand. I feel that I understand a portion of it because when I run D&D stuff, I love world building. I love making fictional worlds and filling it with stuff and coming up with lore. I don't like making narratives and plots in that world. It's just a fundamental challenge of me as a DM, which is I love making worlds. I don't like putting stories in them. And I start out strong and then I get tired and I'm like, I get bored goblins.
Yeah. Yeah, goblins.
And there's robots now.
Robots and goblins?
Fight the robot goblins.
The mind goblins.
Yeah. I will never not be angry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
mind goblin D's nuts.
It was said so many times at the table, and I put a literal psychic goblin in front of you guys,
and nobody said anything.
I said over and over again, he's using his mind to attack you. He's using his brain. He's attacking you with psychic powers. Nobody said a fucking word.
Yeah. It's so angry.
Anyway, I've been when I have time, I've been now playing the remake of Resident Evil 4.
Nice.
Which is very interesting because the remakes of Resident Evil 2 and 3 play very similarly to each other.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 3 is basically just like a lot of recycled stuff. Like the skeleton of the game is the exact same as the remake of Resident Evil 2, which was kind of the case with the original 3 games anyway, of when they came out in the 90s. Because they came out one after the other, 97, 98, 99. But Resident Evil 4, in order to do a remake of that game, 4 came out 5 years. Resident Evil 4 came out in 2004, I think. And it's a massive leap in quality compared to the earlier games. And so because they're remaking that game, there's also a shocking leap in quality between those, but just between the remakes.
Yeah.
And it plays a lot smoother. There's more mechanics. The sound design is really, really good. The guns all sound great. The handling is really good. Like the sound design in Resident Evil 2 remake, I thought was really good. And then in 3, they changed all of the gunshot noises were way more muted and muffled and sounded like way more stock.
Really?
Like they were more stock sound effects, versus like in the remake of 2. I think they were still not like particularly custom sound effects or anything, but they sounded really good. And then in 4, everything just sounds amazing. It's really, really good. Character models are really great.
Haven't played any of those games.
I hadn't either until I started doing this, because I was like, I have always been interested in these games. I've never played any of them, so let's get to it. And I'm liking it. Leon Kennedy is a funny orange cat of a man. He's just like, he's a lot less chatty in the remake of 4 than he was in the original. In the original, he's like always spouting like cheesy one-liners. He's more serious in the remake, but he still finds some time. Like, his one-liners are so much funnier because he delivers them so seriously. And it really sells it. Like, most of the game is less cheesy, but you'll still have Leon say the dumbest shit ever. The crux of his character is he is simultaneously the coolest man in the universe and also a huge dork. Like, he somehow manages to be both at the same time, and it's wonderful.
Nice.
I'm very excited to get more of him in Resident Evil Requiem, which is the one that came out this year. But I won't be getting to that until I play through 7 and 8. I don't want to go back through most of the earlier ones, partially because they might not play super well. Because like after 4, like 5 and 6 are available on PS5, but they're much older games that don't have slick new remakes.
Right.
So they will play like much older games, which I'm not. I haven't been super interested in, like playing old games. That's just not something that really appeals to me, unless it is a game that I personally have a lot of nostalgia for. Like at this point, Fallout New Vegas is an old game. It's 16 years old,
but you still like to play it.
But I still like to play it. It's one of my favorite games ever because I played it a lot when I was in high school, and that's how nostalgia works.
That reminds me. You know how I was telling you my PlayStation 5 will go black. The screen will go black occasionally. And I figured it was because it was heating up. For some reason. I did figure one thing out, that it has a dynamic setting for picture.
Oh, and so was that maybe fucking with your TV?
Yeah, I think so. So I changed it to just standard constant setting, and it stopped doing it pretty much.
I can see how that might cause some issues with certain kinds of TVs. I wonder if that's what was going on.
Possibly.
It could be. It possibly, mayhaps, perchance, could have been. Let's talk about Napalm Death and Melvins.
Can I start off by saying, when I heard listening to this, I thought maybe I was being punked.
Yeah? Yeah, I can see it. If you don't know, Napalm Death is a British grindcore / death metal band that's been around since the 80s.
1981.
They were the grindcore band for quite a while, and then in the late 80s into the 90s started transitioning more towards a more death metal oriented sound as death metal was kind of becoming a thing.
Plus, they were sort of Ship of Theseus situation.
A lot of the band members changed around.
All of them,
all of them.
Yeah.
And I think like Barney Greenway's vocal style is probably one of the big things that shifted them towards death metal.
Yeah.
He has incredibly intense, I would describe it as a roar.
Right.
Is the way that his vocals tend to sound. I love the sound of his vocals. But so that's Napalm Death. They've been like, I remember their most recent album. We listened to it. I haven't gone back to it, but I remember really liking that and also thinking it was different for them.
Yeah, well,
like it
this
was.
is.
Yeah, like this is.
Yeah,
it wasn't quite as different as this. So Melvins, on the other hand, are an American rock band, I guess you would say. I think they straddle the line between a lot of different genres. I think I would generally call them kind of like a sludge band. They're sort of in that kind of they're one of those bands that like fans of sludge metal and doom metal might say like, oh, that's not really what this is, but we all love this.
Sure.
They fit into the same crowd. To be sure. They're not a band that I have a lot of personal experience with, but I hear them talked about a lot.
Yeah.
And I know they have a reputation for being sort of on the weirder side of music.
I mean, you've seen Buzz, right?
Yes, I've seen Buzz Osborne.
Yeah.
And they're an American band. They're
coming to your town.
Yeah, they're
party
coming.
down.
Yes. And they have toured together with Napalm Death a number of times. And they decided to make a collaborative album with Barney, Shane, and then Buzz and Dale Crover from Melvins. The four of them were mostly responsible for this, as I understand. And it is fucking weird. It's very, very weird. It sounds like if these guys... It sounds like their version of what like Code Orange has been doing over their like that's sort of weird. I described Code Orange as sonic terrorism, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
Where it's like, this is weird and uncomfortable. I don't dislike it though.
Right.
I don't dislike this. I like this. This is neat. It's very interesting.
One of the itches this scratched for me was the fact that I haven't heard a Residence album in a long time.
It's kind of Residence-esque.
Yeah.
If Residence had death growls in it, this is probably what it would sound like.
Yeah.
It's if that occurred to me a couple of times. It's like this is kind of Residency. I don't know if the Residents have ever put in almost the whole intro to Jump by Van Halen. For some reason, the end of the last song is the synth intro to Jump. And it sort of dies. It gets to one of the last notes and it sort of dies.
Yeah.
Why? I
don't know.
Why do this? But yeah, so the name Savage Imperial Death March comes from the name of a couple of tours that they have done together. That's why it's called that, because that's what their tours were called. They recorded it at the Melvins' personal studio in L.A. I'm just reading the Wikipedia page right now, because what else am I going to do?
Right.
They described it as a equal partnership and 50-50 collaboration. I don't know stylistically what to describe this as. It's definitely not death metal.
No. I don't.
It defies it. It's experimental is what it is. It's experimental metal / rock, because there are times that are not very metally. The guitars mostly are more on the kind of punk side of things, which I think Melvins lean much more towards.
Yeah, there's what song is it where the riff sounds like something might have been an E-Tid song? I was doing yard work while I was listening to this, so I didn't see a lot of the names come up, unfortunately. Also, while I was doing yard work, somebody's small dog came into my yard and stood there barking at me. In your yard?
On my property. In my yard.
You're going to come to my house. You're going to bark at me.
I was just standing like, what do you want? Go away. Get. And he just kept standing there. Also wasn't neutered. I could see his balls clear as day. Neuter your dog and keep him in your fucking yard.
Ow.
I'm killing him.
Ow,
I'm killing OJ.
Yeah, well,
You've got like a flail chest.
Because I dislocated my sternum, if that's a thing.
Have you seen a doctor yet about whatever issue it is?
I have
Are you
not.
going to?
Yeah, I will. I mean, it's feeling a little better every day, but
that's good.
So here's what happened is
it might be.
You know about this? But
it might have been related to your bronchitis, maybe from coughing
no, it was.
so much.
I coughed my chest out of place.
Yeah,
and so the other day, I mean, it hurt to breathe because I had the bronchitis and swelling, and it wasn't getting any better. And then I'm like, at one point in the zoo studio, I had used the restroom. So
I heard you scream.
Yeah.
I heard you like yell, and I went, "Oh God, is it happening? Has he finally had a heart attack?"
I probably would have been less painful to have a heart attack because I
didn't hear you hit the floor, so I was like, "Well, he'll probably be okay."
Yeah. I remained erect.
I waited for a little bit to hear if you kept talking.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, he's gone back to work. He's all right. If it had been silent, I would have gotten up and seen what was going on.
But yeah, everything popped back into place.
Yeah.
It felt like maybe that's what a shotgun blast to the chest feels like.
Possibly, but it seems like you've finally gotten over your bronchitis, which
the bronchitis is gone. Yeah, that's great.
That was maybe the final push. Did you ever cough up any like chunks of like mucus casts of your bronchial tubes?
Yeah, that happened.
Because I remember quite some time ago, I was at my friend's apartment in Moorhead, Minnesota. We were going to go to some concerts, and his friend was there with me. My buddy was at work, and he had bronchitis. And while we were cleaning my friend's apartment because it was filthy and we were bored, he hacked up like a fully preserved segment of the upper part of his like lung passages, like it had like the sort of fractal, tubes coming off of it,
like the alveoli and the
like it was fascinating.
Yeah,
disgusting, but fascinating.
I will tell you, I did at least once. I coughed and I spit a large mass of gray into the floor of my shower.
Nice.
Yeah, it was like and then, oddly it walked up the tub.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it got up and walked away.
Yeah,
it was a little creature.
Yeah, I went out. I got out of the shower. I was in my living room smoking. I don't know.
You created a homunculus.
I did.
You're the world's greatest alchemist. You've finally done it.
I'm a natural alchemist.
And now, and it's definitely not going to create like a giant spell sigil underneath the whole country to turn the population into a giant. I'm trying to describe the end game plot of Full Metal Alchemist, and
right.
It's not quite coming out. At least the Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood,
right,
which is the full adaptation that follows the plot of the manga.
Mm-hmm. That's the good one.
Yeah. At least, I mean, there's a lot of people who really like the original anime, because that was the first one that came out, but the manga had like just started when they immediately decided to adapt it, and it quickly got ahead of the story that had been written.
Really?
And so it ended up...
Did it have a bad ending because they didn't have the original...
I don't know that it has a bad ending, but it ends up in a very different place to what the manga eventually did. I really like the ending of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. It's very satisfying ending. We were talking about Napalm Death at some point. So yeah, this album is weird. Boy, is it weird. Also, is this woman on the cover? Is that almost that was not zoomed in? Wikipedia. The woman on the cover almost looks like if you took a young Queen Elizabeth and put her in this face paint, and then also had her naked from the tits up. It's a weird album cover.
That's a phrase my dad uses a lot.
Tits up?
Yeah.
It's a good phrase.
It is.
The song titles are very entertaining. Tossing coins into the fountain of fuck. which, when Barney just screamed fuck over and over again, I really identified with that because I did that earlier this week when some things were not quite going my way.
You lost an earbud, was it?
Yeah, I had to quickly try and run some errands because I knew I was going to have a long conversation about mortgage insurance when I got home from work. I was not excited about that, and I needed to go get some stuff before then. And when I got back into my car and just went to put my earbuds away, one just fell under the seat of my car, and I snapped. My mental state just broke in half, and I screamed fuck really loud over and over again, and I hurt my voice, which is I'm sure you're hearing right now.
You're a little bit
yeah.
Here.
So yeah, it's.
I would love to have been somebody who was just pulling into the parking lot when that happened.
I was at Menards.
Yeah. What's going on?
Yeah, I don't know how audible it was outside my car. I'm sure relatively. I didn't have any windows open.
Come here, honey. Stay close to Dad.
Yeah.
Don't go near the crazy man.
Yeah, I was not having a good time. But yeah, the first song, Tossing Coins into the Fountain of Fuck, then Some Kind of Antichrist.
Which is an interesting song because it's a about a 3-minute song, and then at the end of it, it's what the fuck is going on for the next 5 minutes.
Yep. Yeah, it's 9. The track is 9 minutes 21 seconds long, and most of it is confusing weird stuff.
Yeah.
Awful handwriting, number 3. Yeah. A fairly normal song title with 9 Days of Rain. Number 5, Rip the God. Number 6, Stealing Horses, which for some reason I thought was feeding horses.
No, it's stealing, and it's also a really weird song.
Yeah. Comparison is the Thief of Joy.
Yes.
And Death Hour. Yeah, it's a strange album. Does it slap?
I don't know. I don't think it does slap.
Yeah.
At times,
I think it does. I was doing yard work, and it helped. Like I'm going to say it slaps.
Okay.
It's got enough energy to it that you're not going to sit there going like,
right.
It's definitely.
It's not boring.
It's not boring.
Right.
It's not boring. There's always something interesting happening. But yeah, it seems to have gotten. Looking at 4 reviews on its Wikipedia page, every single one of them, it comes out to 80% if you calculate it that way. Because there's an 8 out of 10, and then there's 3, 4 out of 5 stars. So all of them come out. That's a straight up 80. You average those together. So people seem to like this.
I'm going to listen to it again.
I think I will have to. I meant to listen to it twice. It got done just as I was loading all of the leaves and grass and bullshit into my trunk to take it over to the compost. And I was gonna listen to it again, but once I got back, I was like, I need to go eat.
Yeah.
And I want to, turn my TV on for a bit and do that.
I still haven't eaten.
Well, too bad. You're gonna have to be here forever, and I'm gonna lock you in this room. So all you'll have to eat is paint and Space Marines.
All right. You got latex gloves over here as well.
Yep, those. I mean, it's technically organic. It's made from tree sap.
I have a friend of mine.
I'm sure it wouldn't kill you if you ate it.
Her name is Chris, and she found out that she's allergic to latex. The hard way.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
That's no fun.
No.
But yeah, you wouldn't. You could. There's Windex. I know you like to drink Windex.
Yeah, you've seen me drink Windex.
I've seen you drink blue liquid out of a Windex bottle.
Yeah.
And you told me you were going to do it ahead of time. You didn't tell everyone else.
No. I got up and I started looking through your kitchen. I'm thirsty or hungry. What's down here? Oh, cleaning supplies. Everybody's sitting around the table. I open up the Windex and start chugging it.
Yep. It was Powerade, wasn't it?
It was. It was blue Powerade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But What were we saying about the music?
Oh, like Maz Kanata.
I don't think we were quite
there yet. Does it slap?
What's your favorite song?
Oh, my favorite song? I think the opening track. This is the one that I heard the most, because when I suggested we listen to this, it hadn't been released yet. It was released the following, 2 days later, that Friday. But I think Tossing Coins into the Fountain of Fuck is possibly my favorite song on this. Simply
for the amount that I identify with it, I will agree. But yeah, what medal do you bestow upon this, like Maz Kanata to Chewbacca?
At least a silver.
I agree.
Yeah,
I'm also giving this a silver. I don't understand it enough. I don't know if I am mentally in a place right now where I can truly comprehend what's going on with it. Or maybe I'm in the only state in my life where I will be capable of comprehending it if I just listen to it more and really... Maybe I'm in the right state of mind and I just need to listen to it more. Maybe you have to be kind of crazy.
See, remember what I said earlier? I said, I don't know if I like it or not, but
yeah.
I think I will like it once I get used to it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's something like that. So next week, I know what I want to talk about. It's something that I do like, something that I think is very good. It's a new album that came out while we were talking about other stuff. It might not be the... There's two of them that I know we're going to talk about very soon. It's one of the two. This one is the album Love Is Not Enough by Converge.
Oh, okay.
You were thinking Neurosis. Yeah. That's Converge came out first, so I want to talk about it first.
All right.
But we will get to the new Neurosis album. You can bring it next time if you want.
I'm down with
that. It doesn't need to be exclusively a me thing, because the sooner we get to talk about it, the better, because that album is great as well. But yeah, Love Is Not Enough, new album by Converge. Fantastic. Really heavy. Very good stuff. Also, their shortest album they've ever made.
Really?
It's only 31 minutes long.
Really?
But boy, they packed some good shit in there. They really packed the shit in there, if you know what I mean.
My chest.
But until next week, why don't you go ahead and subscribe to our podcast feed and whatever service you're using to listen to us. Thank you very much for listening to another episode of the Bronze Medalist Podcast. I'm Kayle.
I'm OJ. Congratulations.